Our very first podcast about yoga, bringing awareness to the community. And today I'm joined by someone who walked into the studio as a member. Later, to improve herself, she joined YTT, our yoga teacher training program. And then now she's inspiring others by teaching them a yoga class. So I want to explore what changed, not just on the mat, but how yoga has changed her life. And here is Makena, who is going to be talking about her experience and everything about yoga that has brought to her. So Makena, who were you before you joined yoga?
So before yoga, I think COVID had just happened, and I feel like I was kind of like lost in life. I was depressed because COVID, you couldn't leave the house. And once I started doing yoga again, I slowly started becoming like more mindful and kind of getting my motivation back after I started practicing yoga.
What initially brought you into a yoga studio?
Yeah, so I had joined 24-Hour Fitness, and they offer classes along with the membership, and me and my mom would take a yoga class once a week, and I loved it. It definitely helped me connect my breath, and we just noticed us feeling way better after the class. And then when this studio opened up, me and my mom decided to join as well to even deepen our practice even more.
To move forward, when did you realize that yoga was more than exercise for you?
Yeah, I think I realized when I was actually flying out of the state for the first time by myself, and I'm on the airplane and we're landing soon, and I'm feeling weird. I have a lot of anxiety in my body, and I just started to take some deep breaths, kind of what we do like in the yoga studio. And I didn't even realize I was doing it at the time, but I'm taking the 3-part breathing exercises, and a couple cycles of breathing, I noticed my nervous system really calmed down. And it wasn't until after I got off the plane that I realized that yoga had showed me how to use my breath work to calm my nervous system down. And that was a big realization that yoga had helped me in the studio, but also outside of the studio as well.
Yeah, isn't it powerful?
It is very powerful, yeah.
Forward, how yoga has changed your relationship with yourself?
Yeah, I think that yoga has helped me give myself more grace in all aspects of life. I think sometimes we try to be perfect all the time, and yoga has made me realize that some days are going to be better than others. We might feel stronger, or we might feel, not our best. And so I think it's allowed me to be patient with myself, and as long as I'm showing up and trying my best, it's all that matters. So I think it's given me more patience with myself and also allowed me to just be a little nicer to myself as well.
So do you think that it has given you that micro seconds to pause and react to certain situations?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's given me the ability to not put so much pressure on myself as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. What yoga teach you that you think your school or your work never taught you?
Yeah, I think that yoga taught me discipline. I never knew you hear discipline all the time, and I think they try to teach you that in school, but I don't think that you really truly experience it unless you're super dedicated to one thing. So I think doing the yoga practice and seeing my progress, it's allowed me to realize that I am disciplined in the yoga practice. We're focusing on mind, body, soul, and connecting all those parts together. So I think it really helped me realize that if I stick to one thing and dedicate myself to one thing, that's all discipline, and it's made me just use that in other aspects of my life as well, being more focused in schoolwork and stuff like that. So yeah.
Good. So it is helping you learn new things.
Yeah.
In a real way,
Yeah.
in a more practical way.
Yeah. If you put your mind to something, you can do it type of thing.
Right. So being more aware or understanding the power of being present and believing in yourself and
Yeah.
those kind of things. Now, has definition of success has changed because of yoga for you?
I think yes. I think that my definition of success has changed because I think before yoga, I think people view it very black and white. You go through your checklist of daily tasks, and if you complete all of them, then you're successful, or you do everything in a specific order. But I think that yoga has changed the definition of success as long as you show up and you're trying your best, that's all that matters. And I think that's how I view success. As long as I'm putting my best foot forward, giving 110%, and is my definition of success now because of yoga.
Because of yoga. So you were doing already yoga classes. Why did you decide to do yoga teacher training?
Well, you persuaded me to doing the yoga training.
I do that all the time, right?
Yes.
I believe it in so hard.
Yes, she's a great saleswoman. No, but I also wanted to just deepen my practice, learn more about yoga. I find it very fascinating, all the benefits of yoga, and so I wanted to just deepen my practice for myself and learn more about myself as well. I would have never in a million years thought I would be a yoga teacher, but I absolutely love it. So
Yay.
yeah.
So as you said, right, sales. I don't even consider myself a salesperson, but I believe it in so hard that I left my, my golden baby, my golden job to do this. And I believe that everybody should do yoga teacher training because it becomes your own therapist, you know.
Yes, even if you don't want to teach, do the yoga training. It is the life-changing experience for sure.
I agree. So what was the hardest lesson during YTT?
I think there's a few, but I think the first one would be trusting myself. I think you have to really trust yourself, know that you know the information, because we do, tons of training, so you just have to be confident, know that you know the information. I also think for me, slowing down was definitely hard for sure. I'm definitely very fast-paced. I'm like go, go, go in my lifestyle. So I think like taking the time to really slow down was beneficial, but it was definitely a challenge. And also, I just didn't realize how much goes into being a teacher. It's definitely, how to use effective language and all that stuff. You learn all that in the yoga training, and I never knew. I have a lot of respect for teachers out there just because there's a lot that goes into it, for sure.
So you recently came back from Germany. You had a lot of travel, coursework, fun, right? Given your age.
Yeah.
So what does wellness really mean to you?
Yeah, I think wellness is not just about exercise aspect. I think it's also about, getting a good night's sleep, good gut health. I think it's also about managing stress, not being tired all the time. And I've noticed for me, because of doing yoga, I feel like I'm able to sleep, 8 hours every night. I'm not tired. My stress is very manageable, very low stress, I feel like. So I think wellness is about not just exercising, but also about, making sure that, during our daily lives, we're healthy and we're feeling good throughout the day.
Yeah. I think right now, with given all the device access and information, I think there is a pandemic around getting enough sleep.
I think so too.
It's really bad. The day I get I slip off, and then I spend so much time, and then it impacts my sleep right away.
Yeah.
But I'm also growing older, so.
No.
So what lessons from yoga teacher training still guides you in everyday life?
Yeah, I think a big one that stood out to me was how much control we have over our minds and how we control how we react to different situations. And I know our emotions can definitely take over in heated situations or anxious situations, but I think it's really important to practice mindfulness and know we can always come at different situations.
As someone in 20s, what would be your suggestion that at your age people are facing?
I think there's a big pressure to be perfect in our 20s and have everything figured out. And I also think with social media and everything like that, it's, go to get a good job, go to school, and then it's also and work out, and strength training is all over the internet, especially. And I think that sometimes that adds more stress onto our bodies. It's nice to take a step back and be still and, really relax, and that helps us, retain more information when we go out and go to school and go to work. So I think slowing down, definitely.
So combining strength training with slower moving yoga classes can be a bliss.
I think you need both. You need stretching. If you have all this muscle, what are you going to do with it if you don't have mobility or
flexibility?
Exactly.
No, totally makes sense. I hope people in 20s or young folks can take advantage of your wisdom. So if you would give one piece of advice to someone who thinks that yoga is not for them, what it would be?
I would say just try it and give it a few weeks, before you say that you're not good at it. I know I get a lot of the time, I'm not flexible, or yoga's not for men, but yoga is literally for everybody. And I feel if you're not flexible, you're not going to get flexible if you don't, move your bodies and at least try. It's all about, consistency. So yeah, I would say just be open, give it a shot. Don't knock it till you try it.
Yep, everyone listening did one thing tomorrow morning. What would it be?
Breathe. Take a few deep breaths.
I know.
I think breath work is just the best thing ever. It's the only thing that will calm down your nervous system. And I think once you start breathing deep, like it's definitely life-changing.
Yep. You remember when I started doing breath work here in the studio, your mom wants to do every day.
Yes, she does. My mom's like, I feel like I'm getting oxygen to my brain. I'm like, yes, that's the point.
Yes. So reaching to our last question, if yoga would do one or offer one thing to the world, what would it be?
I think it'd be to be present. I think yoga's made me be present in the studio and also outside the studio.
Yeah, it helps you, like, many times we have a lot of things, we have everything around, but we are not present to experience everything. So definitely I agree 100% on that.
Yes.
That yoga helps you being present and enjoy the moment rather than living in the past or living in the future, right? Which does not serve in any way.
Yeah.
So being present, yes. So thank you, Makena,
Thank
for
you
joining
so
me
much.
today.
It was so much
I
fun.
hope we can interview a lot of members, a lot of staff, and bring more awareness to the community.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.